Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Sorry, I just have to put it here. 1 second. Okay, I think it's working. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Hey, nice to see you.
Hi.
National Women's Day.
Okay, so we have 3 people on.
Perfect.
Welcome to the live. It's really a good opportunity for us as women's writer to, be networking in this fashion. So I am Kimberly Thompson. I am from Jamaica. I am a writer, an entrepreneur. I work in management. And I'm really so excited to have all of you here so we can join in the conversation.
Yes, it's so nice to see you. Should I introduce myself as well?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, so my name is Pepe Valsa. I'm an author as well. I'm a transgender woman, and so that's why we're having this conversation on International Women's Day. And I currently live in London, and I'm an author and model, and just love everything creatively. So yeah.
Nice. Who else? Who else do we have here?
Hi, I'm Kat Socks, Catherine.
Hello.
That's a nice name.
That's my pen name. So my real name is Catherine Pendergast, but I write under that pen name. I write about, I'm a children's author, so I write about dogs and animals.
Nice. And where are you from?
From North Dakota, USA.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Teresa. My pen name is Victoria Vanguard. I write fantasy romance. I currently live in New Jersey, but I'm making a move to Indiana at the end of the month.
Oh, wow. Safe travel. I hope you enjoy your new home.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So this year's theme for International Women's Day, it is choose to challenge. And there are so many things we can challenge as women, We can challenge stereotypes, we can challenge gender roles. We are expected to shatter glass ceilings and at the same time realize our dreams. So today's discussion, we will basically be talking about who are those influential women who have influenced our lives, and what does International Women's Day mean to us? Tavi, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Hi girls. Hi everyone who's watching. For me, when you asked me the question, the first woman that came was my battery. I'm here. The first in my mind was Louise Hay. Not sure if you have heard of her. Louise Hay passed 2 years ago, I think, and she started the whole movement of positive thinking and positive affirmation and self-love and healing thoughts. And she wrote so many books. And I remember my spiritual evolution started when I was 17, and I started reading her first book, You Can Heal Your Life, and also her positive affirmations for every day, one affirmation. And that's a really woman number one who really affected me and inspired me, because she's been through so much. She's been through sexual abuse, she's been through divorce, she's been through hell, and she really turned, and she's been through cancer as well. And she really shows us that it's possible to create a life you really want and you really deserve, regardless your past, regardless your experience. And she is my true hero. Unfortunately, she's not longer with us, but I really love her, and she is my number one woman who inspired me my whole life.
Wow. Was she an author?
She was an author.
Yes.
Her whole publishing house is Hay House Publishing Company. She's got so many books and so many published authors under her house, and there's the whole campaign, the whole brand You can see on Instagram. It's Hay House. It's the publishing house, and Louise Hay. It's name of the author, and she's really amazing. She was amazing. She is just, it's great.
Well, we'll be sure to check her out.
Yes, she's if you're really into positive thinking and if you want to change your life for the better, she is definitely the person or the author to reach.
Okay. Well, as for me personally, I started to look up to the women in my family first. So I had my great grandmother, I had my mother, I had a huge support system of women, strong women, women who were fighting to challenge the stereotypes and so on. And as the conversation progresses, I will actually speak about some more. Would you like to join in that?
Did you say a cat?
Yes.
Okay. I think from a very early age, my grandmother was very influential for me in business. Back when she got married, and they had kids, my grandpa, he kind of gave her an allowance and said, this is how much money you will have for groceries and whatever. And, this was back in the 40s. And she said, no, that won't happen. I'm actually going to start my own business and I can't open a bank account, but you are going to help me do that. And so she did that, and she started her own business, became very successful, and with what she built, she helped other people. And so she was very passionate about education. She was a teacher by background, and so she helped schools in other countries form and helped fund those. So she definitely helped a lot of young learners throughout the world and stuff. So she was my inspiration as a young child, for sure.
Wow, that's impressive. And
So the women who have inspired me to write have been my teachers. From when I was a little child, I actually had a learning disability that caused me to have a delay in my reading, which affected my writing. So I really worked hands-on with my English teachers from an early age. And as I grew and developed, I overcame that disability, and it really inspired me to write my own stories to not only grow in my own education, but then I started to find a real passion in it. I remember from an early age, I think maybe middle school, I brought like my first chapter that I ever wrote to my English teacher, and I had her read it and give me critiques, and it was just so exciting, and they really helped me to grow as a writer, and I still have fond memories of them to this day.
wow,
Awesome.
I'm really happy to hear that. I'm just trying to read the comments. Okay, so there were other people who wanted to come on and be a part of the live room, but unfortunately, only 3 people can be a part of the room at a time. So
Yeah, I think it's just for people mastering.
I can leave and open the floor up a little bit.
yes. So even though
Thank you
you
for
are not
having me.
able to join, on the live per se, you can contribute, participate in the comments, and let's have a good conversation.
Yes.
So Massimo is asking, where are you from? I am from Jamaica. Pavi?
I'm from London.
I'm from the USA.
USA, New Jersey.
Okay, nice. I said I was going to tell you more about some of the women who have inspired me. I don't know how many of you have ever heard about Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. She was the first and only female prime minister for Jamaica. And she has inspired me because Jamaica's culture and history, it's uh, it's a lot. We are coming from afar and we've come a far way. So as a woman and having attained that position to become the prime minister in this country, it means that she would have shattered every glass ceiling, and it said to little girls everywhere that whatever you believe, you can actually achieve. It gave hope to so many of us and it gave us a voice. So I have really been inspired by her.
Yeah.
And then Michelle Obama, she inspires me too because she has challenged gender roles. She's a supportive wife, but she has created a space for herself. So the media has a tendency to label women based on who they are attached to, who their significant others are. So traditionally, you would hear, for example, Barack Obama's wife. With Michelle, it's not quite so. People have to identify her as an individual herself because she has created that space. And then, as a female writer, I like Enid Blyton. I don't know how many of you are familiar with her. She's a children's book writer. And I shared many of my childhood days with her, so to speak. I was quite impressed. I was always wondering, how could this woman write quite so much?
What was the author's name again?
Enid Blyton. I'll just put it in the comment.
Yeah, but in comment, because I'm not sure if I've heard of them. Yeah,
There
I
you
just
go.
read the Michelle Obama book, Becoming, and it's just incredible. And she's such a great, great woman. And everything she says, like every interview with Oprah a year ago, you know, when she was wearing the blue stuff, I remember, I don't know where it was, but I just strongly resonated and agreed with every single thing she said. She's just beyond words. She's just, what she stands for, what she says, it's just incredible.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Kat, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think, today there's a lot of people in my life that I love surrounding myself with who are successful female entrepreneurs and business owners and just successful women in general. But I think a lot of my inspiration really came from my childhood, seeing other women doing really great things and being business owners. I remember my very first job that I ever had. My boss was female and she was in the process of buying the business. And I remember thinking, wow, that's kind of cool. She's worked for this business and now she's actually going to be taking it over. It's a pretty big, large business. And she had a family. She worked a lot and she just did everything. And it was just very impressive to me to see her succeed and still be successful in our community today. But I always remembered that you can be a mom, you can be a wife, and you can be a business owner, and you can pretty much do anything you want that you put your mind to. So those are things that I definitely carried through into my adulthood. And for me, it was very scary to start my own business and to become a writer because I wasn't a writer by background. This was something that I became very passionate about, and I just felt like I had a story that I needed to share. And so I felt like I was taking quite a risk because I didn't have background in publishing or writing, really. And today, I look back and I think, wow, if I wouldn't have done that first step, I wouldn't be where I am today. I've won awards, became a #1 bestseller, and continued publishing books. So For me, it's just been kind of this incredible journey, and I can't imagine not being on it.
Congratulations.
Love it.
Thank
I like what you said.
That's great.
Very. So Amy Louise James, underscore official, she's saying, hi everyone. Hi Amy.
Hi.
I'm Amy Louise. I'm a new children's author from the UK. It's 11:15 p.m. here. Oh, I loved the famous Five by Enid Blyton. I love that book too. I love that series, as a matter of fact.
Mhm.
Uh, Louise R. Snow, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. She's saying, I always say there is an and in life. It's not just this or that. So basically she's saying we shouldn't limit ourselves. Lafrida is saying, greetings from the USA, Florida. Welcome, Lafrida. Good to have you here. Who are the influential women who have influenced your life? I can remember Kat's name. You are next person.
Are you talking to me?
No,
No.
I am talking to the other person on the live. I can't remember her name. It's a V name.
Oh, my pen name, Victoria. Sorry.
Yes.
Can you repeat your question? You cut off a little bit.
No, we were just asking you to join in the conversation. What are your thoughts?
Oh, just kind of inspirational people, going back to my teachers growing up. But I've really pulled a lot of inspiration from groups through Facebook, especially now everybody's connecting online. And writing kind of found me. I started writing again after a big breakup, and I used it as an outlet. So I went to Facebook to kind of find people to figure out what it takes to self-publish. What do I need to do to start the writing process? So it's really great to be able to connect with people and do events like this, and getting to have that support system, especially for a new writer like me who's kind of, still learning, still trying to put herself out there. And now I'm happy to be able to put out my second book pretty soon. So
That's amazing.
Great. You should tell us more about it so we can check it out.
Thanks. It's called Royal Punishment. It's a fantasy romance series. That's my genre. It's going to be coming out May 5th. So I'm pretty excited. I just started a book trailer, so I'll be releasing that soon. And yeah, I'm pretty excited.
And feel free to drop your Instagram handles in the comments so we can follow each other.
That's a great
It's one big writing community. Amy Louise James, she's asking, who or what have been your inspirations to start writing? Javi, you want to go first?
Sure.
I think you answered.
Sorry?
No, I'm saying I think you would have answered that already. But
Well,
you can go ahead.
she is my number one woman, Louise Hay. She's my number one woman, but she didn't inspire me to write books. No one really inspired me to write books. I would say no one really was the reason to be like, oh, I'm going to write a book. It was the calling inside of me that was, okay, you have a purpose, you have a mission, you have to write a book. So when I was living in Australia 5 years ago, it was the calling and the voice in my head, you need to inspire people, you need to motivate people, you need to bring people together, you need to give people a hope, you need to make people a world a happier place, which is my purpose today. And there was so many authors that inspired me on the journey as well, but no one was really the reason why I started writing. I didn't do it for anyone. I just did it for myself. I didn't do it for the sales or for being bestseller author or for being a famous author. I just did it because it was the calling here and I needed to get it out there. So I just wrote it down, get it published, done. Cool, it's done, we can move on. That was the reason why I did it.
So essentially, you felt like you had a story and you needed to share it.
For sure.
Right. Well, as for me, writing has been a long time passion. I've been writing as far back as I can remember. Victoria?
Yeah. Writing I've kind of been doing on and off for a really long time, but I never took it seriously until about 2 or 3 years ago. When I was kind of like at a really down place, I needed to find a new outlet, something to channel, my creative energies. And then once I started, I kind of didn't stop. And then when I finished my book, I was like, okay, I want to write another one. And the second one I liked enough that I thought I could publish it. So I kind of did my own thing and did publishing. I had a bunch of people connected with some great women in the area who helped me kind of get my feet ready for this push. And it's been really, I love telling stories. I think that having the opportunity to tell them in my own way is such a unique opportunity. It's really empowering as well, I found. I don't know about how you guys feel about that.
Okay. Kat?
Yeah, for me, I had started a business, a small baby boutique, and I incorporated animals into what I was doing. And I would donate a portion of the sales to animal shelters in my community. And there was this dog, her name was Pickles, and she just kind of had this incredible story of she was at a shelter and there was a flood in the area, and she just kept getting returned to the shelter over and over. And a family member of mine, she takes in some pretty tough cases, and she thought she would work with Pickles and see if she could help her. And she took Pickles home, worked with her for a little bit, and she's just this amazing, wonderful dog. And so she was really the inspiration for my very first book, and that's Pickles the Dog Adopted. There's a little picture of her. The illustrations were done in her likeness, and then I continued that series, and she actually just passed away a couple of weeks ago at the age of 10. But I really felt compelled that I needed to share her story, and I wanted to create more awareness about animal adoption, and that just because an animal was returned doesn't necessarily mean that they were bad. It was just that they didn't have the right home or the right fit. And Pickles, she has some border collie in her, so she needed to run and have exercise. And so I'm not really sure what she did to be returned. But when you'd meet her, you would think, oh my gosh, who wouldn't want you? You're just this wonderful dog. So she was my inspiration to even get started into writing. And now I've published other books outside of that series as well. So, yeah.
Great.
A great story. I love animals. They're such a inspiration. Right? My cat all the time.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also a pet therapy handler with one of my dogs, where I volunteer with kids in our community at facilities where kids live and go to school and stuff. So I incorporated that a little bit into the latest Pickles book. And basically they go to school and they learn about ways to deepen the connection between humans and animals. And so, just showing kids how to be more loving with their dogs, and in turn, how to be more loving with people as well.
It's beautiful.
That's a very nice gesture. I would love to read that book. So you can just slide the link into my DM.
Yeah.
Grown-ups can.
Adam McAdam is asking, are you religious? This is an interesting question. As for me, I was born and raised in a predominantly Christian society. I grew up in the church, so I'd say yes. Yes.
I'm religious as well. I grew up Catholic. In fact, my second book that I wrote, I tried to put in a couple of things that could relate to my faith, just in terms of how the woman, goes about her life and tries to kind of Christian undertones without being overwhelming. So I'm trying to make that more of a point in my writing as well.
Great. What about you, Kat?
For me, growing up, I grew up in a very religious home, and so later on in life, I kind of steered away from that just because it was very strict. And then I ended up meeting a pastor with a church that basically their philosophy was more focused on not the religious part of it, but the relationship part of you with God. And so I started going towards that. And so that's where I've ended up. So I don't really identify with a particular religion, sort of say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to church all my life till I was 18, and then I just stopped going there when I moved to Sydney. I just kind of left the Christianity behind because, with who I was, I'm coming out as a gay boy. Now I'm a transgender woman. For those who are watching, and the priest told me it doesn't exist, and I made it up. And I just saw a newspaper. I was like, this is not a safe place where I want to be. And I just realized it was based on fear. And in my experience, that particle man, right? And when I moved to Sydney, I explored so many other religions and so many other people. And I said, you know what? Like God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, it's just love and it's kindness and it's beauty and it's connection with yourself and with everyone around you and everything around you and the way you treat others. Or you treat others the way you want to be treated, and it's the same basically. Any religion is based on that. I'm just not part of any religious group right now, but I love what Buddha says. My religion, my religion, kindness, and everyone follows that. I think it's perfect. Kind of my motto.
Yeah. That's
Okay. Great. Lafrida is saying, I am inspired by all female writers. Every female writer gives me inspiration for my writing, whether in my blog or an upcoming book. My first book published is called Buying and Selling. You could just post the Amazon link so we could check it out. Somebody's shouting out to you, Pavi. No limit. And Gul Haroon, he's saying Happy Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Pickles has a fan. Amy Louise James is like, oh, Pickles. Oh my.
That's such a great dog name.
Yes.
Yeah. Lafrida, I don't like to see animals not have homes. It breaks my heart. That is a great story.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Connection to everyone with love is very important.
Mm.
Adam McAdam is asking, so how good does it feel to be absolutely comfortable with their self? I'm not sure I understand that question. So before we close off, let us just leave a message out there. It could be, you could probably say something that has to do with your culture, empowering women, so to speak. Starting with you, Pavi.
Sorry, I just got can you repeat the question, please? I just got lost here.
I'm saying before we leave,
Yeah.
I am just asking all of us to say something empowering to women. If you want to add what it is that you think that women should choose to challenge, or if you want to say something that has to do with your culture, it's completely up to you.
Yeah. So in my book 20s and Happy, one of my clear messages self-love. And that's what I preach to everyone every single day, whoever I meet, my friends, my family, strangers on the streets. If you don't love yourself, no one's gonna love you more than you ever will. And it's not just loving myself person and, you know, myself, I'm beautiful, or I'm confident, powerful. It's really loving yourself on the level that it's pure love and pure confidence and pure understanding that you are perfect just as you are. You don't need to change every single thing. But if you think it's gonna make you happy there, then you can. Because I'm talking from my own experience, right? Because like when I was male, I couldn't understand. I couldn't follow that. Like, if you are happy, right, you don't have to change every single thing. Of course, I had to take the steps that were necessary to change, to become the person that I was, and that I'm happy with today, right? But the self-love message is not just about for trans people. It's for everyone, really just loving themselves as they are, accepting where they were born, what culture they were born to, what country they were born to, what society, what age, you know, what era right now, because you can't change that. It's you, your physical body, that's you from the day you were born to the day you will die, and you have to accept it and work with it. So take everything you've got, all your gifts as big blessings, work with them, and make the world a better place.
Powerful.
That's great.
Wonderful.
Who is coming next?
I'll go next. My message would be, do anything that your mind to. When I was a kid, I had doctors tell me that I never graduate high school, that my ability would hinder me from, and I grew up to get a bachelor's degree, and now I'm a successful woman out in the world publishing books on her own. You can do anything that you want to. You just have to have the courage and the mindset to get it done.
You just need to have the courage and the mindset. Wow, that hits deep.
I didn't mean for it to be, but I guess a little bit.
I mean, there's somebody out there who needed to hear that.
I hope so.
And I guess mine would kind of go along the lines of Victoria's. A mentor of mine, he would always tell me, you never know what you can do until you try. And for me, that was always a roadblock. Like, I would think all these negative things about what I was going to try and do, and then just never do it, because I would think of a scenario that it wouldn't work, or it would fail somehow. And so kind of when I worked on mind shift and thinking more positive thoughts about taking a leap and trying something different, I really carried that with me. You know, you never know what you can do until you actually try it. And during those times, I would think, wow, I've never written a book before. I have no writing experience. Why would anybody ever buy my books? And then I kind of shifted that to, what if somebody does read my books? What if I do help children get excited about reading and writing? And what if the good happens, basically? And so I really had to shift that. And I'm so glad that I did, because now I don't spend that energy thinking about the bad or what could happen negatively by taking a chance and trying something new.
Yeah, that's exactly one thing. And I just add up what you just said. It's exactly right. And I really, really agree with that, because all four of us right now, we're standing for the, oh my God, I never read in a book. Like, who's going to read it? And we cried a lot, right? We all cried a lot. But like at 2 a.m. right? Like, oh my God, is it like, doesn't make sense? It's like, everyone going to read it. So anyone who is watching and thinking that they've got a book inside of their brain, or they've got a message to get out there, do it. Because we did it without any experience before. I don't know your girl's experience, but I had zero experience. Like, I had no high school, no uni, you know what I mean? Like nothing. And I just like, we just did it. So where is a will, there is a way, right? That's it.
Well, as for me, I would say, in the language of the Jamaican people, big up yourself. And big up yourself, it basically means if there is something out there that you wanted to do, get out there and do it. It means believing in yourself. It means honing your craft. It means being woman. And being woman doesn't mean that you have to be superwoman. It means that you can challenge the stereotypes. It means that you should create this mindset to realize your dreams and maximize your fullest potentials. So thank you all for joining the live. Thank you, Pavi and Victoria and Kat. It was a refreshing conversation, and wherever you are in the world, whatever time zone, I just could not let International Women's Day come to a close without telling you, big up yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
Nice to meet you, Denise, and happy Wednesday to all.
Thank you.
you.
Take care.
See you.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.